Look in my eyes, what do you see? Cult of personality. A cult of personality. Look in my eyes, what do you see? Venom! Ba-dum-dum!
What a bunch of idiots, imbeciles, stupid as it gets. Stupid, clueless idiot, a bunch of clueless nuts. Is there anybody here that's got any brains? Stupid, stupid, stupid every day, every night. So stupid. Yeah, just really stupid.
Welcome, everybody, to the Pin Down Podcast. Yes, we are here. We are live. You're looking at the lower half of Trey's face. You're now looking at the full half of Trey's face. The full half, does that make any sense? No. Absolutely not.
No.
We are back, and we're going to talk about, we actually got a pretty big show. A lot of fucking news and rumors are out there. I think the biggest one we're going to cover right away, which is in the title, TKO. Are they selling WWE? What's going on, right?
Yeah.
Mr. T, do you want to tell chat how you're doing, though, you freak?
Can't complain, a little tired, but besides that, I've been looking forward to this all day, so let's get fucking started.
That's sad. You shouldn't be looking forward to this. If you're looking forward to this, your life is empty and meaningless. Speaking of life is empty and meaningless, Trey, how are you doing?
Doing well.
Are you doing well, Trey?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Saw 28 years later yesterday. It's all right.
Yeah. Just wait till the next one.
Oh, the next one, yeah.
280 years later. In the future. It has nothing to do with zombies anymore. Yeah. Well, do we just want to get right into things here today?
Yeah.
We just want
let's do it.
Right into it. That's right. The biggest news that we have to talk about is obviously everyone's favorite, Rikishi.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that's the biggest news. See, fake out. You thought we were going to talk about that one first. No, we're going to talk about it next. But we're going to talk about our boy Rikishi. Mr. T, could you read this headline for the chat and then explain to people what the fuck's going on here? Tell us all what's going on.
WWE Hall of Famer addresses AEW lawsuit against Jon Moxley.
And it is the Rikishi. WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi has offered a strong defense of AEW World Champion Jon Moxley following news of a civil lawsuit filed against Moxley and AEW by production crew member Christopher Penza. Speaking on his Rikishi Fatu Off the Top podcast, everyone's new favorite fucking podcast. Rikishi having a podcast shows you we're at the end of civilization as we know it. The former WWE star didn't hold back when analyzing the incident, which took place during a cage match in May 2023. Lawsuit claims that Moxley acted off script when he shoved Dispenza at ring, resulting in an injury. Rikishi questioned why the crew member was even in that spot if he didn't have a defined role. Why would you be around the ring if you didn't have a camera or anything? What is he producing out there with nothing? Rikishi said. He then emphasized what he sees as an unwritten rule in wrestling regarding ringside safety. Obviously, he knows what the business is. He knows what the wrestlers do in and out of the ring. And if you see us coming, damn it, you better have your eyes head on a swivel and move the hell out of the way.
God,
otherwise, there might have been a spot or something that was going on because he was in the wrong place. That's what happened when you're in the way of the wrestlers. Get the hell out of the way. You're going to get hurt. So that's what Rikishi said. Is Rikishi autistic? He fucking might be.
He might be, dude.
I think
Holy
he's
shit.
There's a difference.
Dude, that is like a grandpa, like, you know, that grandpa who has like just bad take. You're like, you know, grandpa, just sit down. That's what that was. Holy shit.
You know, my day, you could just finger a bitch. It's like, whoa.
It's that meme. I was a big star. Okay, Grandpa, let's take you home.
Yeah, let's take you home. Like, what the fuck,
I was
Rikishi?
in the movies.
You know,
Cary Grant. It's like, no,
you
weren't.
know the business. I'm like, he's a cameraman,
Yeah.
and he could just be. We don't know if he does camera stuff for other stuff, so he may not
He's
just
a
do
dude
wrestling.
working on the ring side. He's like, you know the business. It's like, what? I thought your whole point about wrestling was you didn't want people to know the business, and now you're like, well, you should know better. It's just stupid. One, the guy wasn't even anywhere close to being in the way.
No,
Moxley went out of his
no.
way to shove him. It was just something he was trying to do to get fucking heat. And guess
Yeah.
what? He got some heat. He got some fucking legal heat. God damn it!
Yep.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, is a new show coming to NBC this fall. Legal Heat. It's me and Don Johnson,
Oh.
and we're lawyers.
No.
And we do really shitty jobs at
This show
all
might
our
get
clients
canceled
are
in
on
the first
death row.
episode.
So yeah, it's not good, and that's after we help them. We talked one guy who had a parking ticket into being killed on the spot in the courtroom. That's how bad we.
Just like going back to Rikishi just for a second. It's like this is the same guy last week had to fucking take that like what the fuck are they doing with my son? Like he just went on a whole tirade. Like if I was booking, everyone would be champion. I'm like your whole family was your fucking nephew or cousin, whatever.
Yeah,
He
you're
was,
not
like,
saying
fucking
anything about Solo
5 years.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about, bro?
Yeah, that's
Or
another
Jimmy.
thing. He doesn't say anything about Jimmy. He
Or
never
Solo.
talks about Jimmy.
No,
It's
I think
only
him,
Jay.
I think him and Big Jim got heat.
Yeah, he has to. I wouldn't be surprised if this is just me speculating that Jim had some beef with his dad because his dad always favored Jay. I would not be surprised if that's what it's over.
I don't know. The more I hear of Rikishi, the more I fucking hate him.
Same.
I really don't like the guy.
He was one of my
starting to
favorites of all time back in the day.
Dude, he should do the same advice I'd say to Hogan and Austin. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Shut
Let
up.
us enjoy your
Shut up,
legacy.
and then shut up some more. The Undertaker, all right. I'll let him talk. He seems all right. He just chilled. He just wants to drink. That's cool. Whatever. The rest of you, shut the fuck up. No one wants to hear you. Shut it. Zip. Nada.
Yeah, 'cause when you keep talking, you just ruin your legacy. It's like Rikishi. I don't want to know you as just dumb grandpa.
That's the sad thing about social media, sadly. You think all these people are pretty cool, but when they get on social media, God, you like realize they're the biggest bunch of idiots in the world, including Hollywood.
Hollywood. Oh, it's even worse there. But yeah, like
mentally ill Chinese people. That's also a show coming to NBC this summer.
That's the new Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. It's really bad.
It's bad.
It's being banned. It's already been banned.
Yep.
We're not making it now, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, Rikishi is being a fucking idiot. And again, with Moxley, everything that I saw from it, it looks like Moxley's in the wrong. Right? Is AEW in the wrong? I don't necessarily think
I don't necessarily think it's the whole company.
But I understand. That's just how the legal system works. They're going to get sued even though it's not really their fault. You can't stop a dude on the fly from doing something like that. Now, they should have done more afterwards. I will say that.
You know what we should do? They added all like the AEW episodes from the past couple years. If that episode's on there, we need to go back and watch that show and dissect that match and see where the cameraman's exactly at during the entire match.
What you're saying is you want us to go through and watch AEW fully from the beginning?
No, I'm talking about from that match with Omega a couple years ago.
You know what? Chat's going to hear that as Mr. T wants to make me and Trey sit with him and watch every episode of AEW ever.
That's the problem. They haven't done that yet. It's only selected episodes from that year.
Thank God we've been saved. But once that happens, now we have to do it. Now we have to.
Listen, Collision for the first 5 episodes. Okay, I'm down. But
it's pretty lit. It's pretty lit. And then after that, just wait until we get to Rampage, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, Rampage is gonna be good.
Why?
All right.
Other thing. Why was Rikishi speaking on this anyway?
I don't know.
Because wrestling podcasts, you got to talk about everything.
Yeah.
Again, why are we speaking on it? I guess, but he's just a fucking idiot.
But he still has WWE ties. That's the only thing I was like, why are you talking about this?
Nah, because he's got I don't know, is Conrad Thompson running his podcast.
No, he's not. He's not. He's not.
Wow, it's like one of the 3 podcasts, this one included,
Remember
that has
Kurt
no
Angle?
Conrad Thompson.
Remember
ties,
Kurt
bro.
Angle's podcast like lasted for a couple months. Now it's completely gone. Like you can't even
Yeah.
find it. Like
Yeah.
it's like fuck this. I'm out. This is not.
Kurt's like, what the fuck is this? Why the fuck am I doing this?
I'm done. I have a wife. I can get laid.
I have a wife and I'm making a movie.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of cinema, this is a very cinematic thing, I would say, right here.
Oh boy.
From the Yahoo Finance interview with Tony Khan today, this came from exec editor and story author Brian Sozzi on TKO interest in selling WWE. This is on the table. I haven't heard if they've been searching for a buyer, which would be more of an indicator. All right, let's read this. This is according to Yahoo. In September 2023, Endeavor completed a $21 billion merger between WWE and UFC, forming TKO Group. Netflix began exclusively streaming WWE's flagship Raw show in January as part of a $5 billion 10-year rights deal. So there's that. And then speculation has since surfaced that the TKO Group may look to unload WWE. Why?
Why would they?
I don't think this makes any fucking sense.
Financial sense. It wouldn't make financial sense
It
to do
doesn't
it.
make any sense on that end. The only thing I can think of is like there's tensions behind the scenes,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
and they don't have anyone that they think can confidently run that business well. So instead of running the business into the ground, they'd rather just sell it. Maybe. I don't know, dude. I just really, it doesn't make any fucking sense to me that they would sell it. What do you guys think?
No, not at all. They'd have no financial reason to. WWE's doing well financially right now. Why would you cut it?
Only thing I can think of is maybe. Honestly, I don't know why they would, but unless they can find some sucker to like buy it twice as much. How much they sell it for? How much did Vince sell it to them? Like what? Was it $8 billion? Right?
So, well, the thing was, it was weird, right? Because it was a merger, so he still kept control of stock in the company. So he didn't even really sell.
Yeah, this isn't like George Lucas selling it to Disney. This isn't like that.
Okay.
This is 2 companies
Time Warner
combining. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So yeah, I don't. Unless they can find someone like to buy them out like twice as much, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. The
Even
thing
then,
is,
why would you?
No one's gonna buy you out twice as much.
Yeah, no.
Nobody will. Nobody will, because nobody understands wrestling, right? Like that's the thing. None of these big companies that would buy it, they don't want to. And I'm sorry, as much money as Tony Khan, his family has, there's no way they're going to go and buy the WWE. They're just not.
But
they're not going to. They're going to.
Go ahead.
Shaq Khan is not going to allow that. He's going to say, no. You already have your wrestling business.
But is this a way for Vince to get back in the door to rebuy the company? Like, I will give you X amount of dollars to get it back.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I think he's the only one who could find the money and then also, but he wouldn't be able to do it on his own, I don't think. That's the thing.
Well, he just opened up that new company. What was it called? 14th and I or something like that?
Yeah, some shit like that.
Yeah,
but again, that's not going to make him much money, let's be honest.
No.
Like,
no.
His ventures aren't, like, his business ventures aren't going to make him much money. Vince,
you know what?
Is not that great of a businessman. He's good in what his niche is, but he's not good in other stuff.
This just hit me. What about if he goes in half with the Saudis and the king whatever buys half of WWE? They go in together to buy it.
Oh, dude, I don't know about all that, dog.
We're gonna have Arab Mania every year. Fuck,
dude, I don't know. It could happen.
Arab Mania, nah, fam. Nah,
what happens with AAA? Because AAA would probably get sold with WWE.
Oh yeah, I think they would. I think Vince would like cut ties with everything. Like Triple A will be done. I
The
think Triple
TNA
H would,
deal.
yeah, Triple H will get fired. I really do think that. He get fired, or Triple H just fucks off and says, "I'm done. I'm not doing this again." Unless he goes and unless
I don't
Triple
know
H
what
buys the
happened.
company. I don't know.
I don't see anyone actually being interested in that. They were the only buyers, really. Like, who's going to buy it? There's always people who are like, "Oh, Disney would buy it." No, Disney's not going to.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't.
Even at Disney's peak, they wouldn't fucking buy that because they don't know how to run it. They have no fucking clue.
I don't think Universal will be interested in it. I definitely know TNA can't buy it. Anthem can't buy it at all because
No, Anthem doesn't have enough money.
No.
Anthem doesn't. The only people who would have enough money and who could actually realistically run it, and I'm using that term very liberally, is the Khans, who already have a wrestling company. They're not buying WWE, or Vince.
Vince is like the only,
I don't think Vince is buying it back.
No.
I honestly, I think he's just moved on. And by the way, even if he does buy it back, he'll be dead soon anyways. Like, sorry, but he's an old man. He's in his 80s. He's going to die soon anyway. So, like, who's going to run it afterwards? So,
I was going to say Shane, but that ain't going to happen. I forgot about the doc.
Shane. Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Well, let's just see what happens.
I don't believe this rumor, but yeah.
Hey, speaking of Vince, by the way.
Yeah. Oh.
Read this out for him, Mr. T.
Brother, I can't read that. That's too small for me.
Jesus Christ.
That's too small.
All right, Vince McMahon recently made a move to purchase controlling interest in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. David Fieldman, BKFC's founder and president, confirmed that a meeting occurred and that McMahon is resolute about returning to promoting. He's a great guy. This whole team is great. The timing wasn't right for us. He's Vince McMahon. I were him, I'd want creative control too. He was awesome, very complimentary, and he was very serious to do business. So he's looking to be promoting, but it's not wrestling promoting. It's
why bare knuckle fighting though? Vince, what are you doing?
Again, he's an old man. He's not going to make good decisions. Like,
no.
People are like, let's bring Vince back. No. As bad as TKO is, holy shit, you were going to fucking die.
There's no Raws under TKO that have been as bad as the 2018-19 years. You're just not.
Yeah.
I'll even throw in 17. Fuck, he's the one who gave Jinder the title. So there's that.
Mr. T, what do you think about this potential? I don't see excuse me. I don't see really the upside of this. I didn't even know Vince even knew what bare knuckle fighting was.
Same.
Everyone always said he was always in his own bubble. He didn't acknowledge anything else. I'm surprised he even gets into this. And so unless someone said, "Hey, this is a really good investment. You should you should do this. Let's go." But yeah, I have no idea. And if this is the case, Vince probably could. Will this be on television? Is it going to be on TV? Is it going to be on a streaming service? To watch this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of be like slap fighting with Dana White.
What is it going to make money? That's probably the other thing.
Not. It'd be like slap fight, make nothing.
Yeah. That's kind of one of those things where it's like, what the fuck are they gonna do, right? Yeah. I again, he wasn't able to purchase controlling interest in this, so there is that. We do have more Vince news, by the way. Vince Watch 2025 be going wild right now, dude. All the Vince news is out here. This is from WrestleOps here. That's the same. It's actually from the same dude, that Justin Barrasso. It says, according to several executives in combat sports and pro wrestling, the belief is that Vince McMahon will ultimately find himself involved in professional wrestling again. And speaking with wrestlers off the record, there's a great deal of support for McMahon. As many note, he is still held in high regard. Who the fuck still holds him in high regard?
John Cena.
John Cena.
That's it. Yeah.
And The Undertaker, too.
The Undertaker, The Rock to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, who holds him in high regard who isn't either semi-retired or retired?
Not John Laurinaitis, I'll tell you that.
Fuck. I think some of the wrestlers are gonna have a level of respect for Vince. They're just gonna always have that.
Yeah, is there a difference between saying, "Oh, I respect what he did," and saying he was held in high regard? Does that mean they just basically asked, "What do you think of Vince?" and it'd be like, "Yeah, I think he did some really good things for the wrestling industry," and that's all they say. And then they're like, "Look, he's held in high regard."
That's probably what it is. Because I think they all.
I would really like to hear what people actually said. I mean, not leak your sources, but context to that statement.
And I think some people don't know, when Punk came back, Vince was still there when Punk came back.
Well, Punk said it. You say some of the new headquarters, and he saw him working out. He's like, "Yeah, let's talk." And then the next day later, Vince got pretty much let go because the whole
so, literally the next day
he helped bring Cody back. I think Vince was part of that, right?
Yeah, Vince went to his house. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, he could have shit inside of CM Punk. We don't know what happened that day. That's the real question we gotta ask.
That's why he quit, not because he didn't want to work with Hunter. Nah, fuck that. I'm not getting shit inside.
That's right. That's right. And then Vince came back for round 2, and Punk called in the Gestapo. The secret Punk Gestapo.
That's how Punk got the staph infection.
Yeah, he called them in to say, "You gotta get rid of Vince. I don't want to eat his poopy." Oh God. Hey, you know what? Speaking of somebody who probably holds Vince in high regard, do we talk about TNA right now?
Yeah.
It's TNA time. It's TNA time. Oi, Trey, can you give us it's TNA time, but it's Tiffy time?
It's fuck no. Never mind.
Yeah, Come on. You got it now. Do it.
Are you fucking retarded? The hell's the matter with you?
Come on, you freak, do it.
No, it's not happening.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Boom!
Boom.
That's fucking it.
Are they dead? I haven't heard from them for a while.
Yeah,
I saw the Rizzler hanging out with Queens of the Stone Age and Theo Vaughn, and that's not even a joke. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
All
right.
Dios mío. All right, here's our hero, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle hopes WWE buys the TNA wrestling library so more fans can see his matches. You know what? I would have said a couple of years ago, spot on, 100%. Now, with how WWE's tape library is split up, I really don't want them to, because they still have not really made it I thought, the first thing I thought they were going to do with that AAA deal was they were going to make it very, very easy for someone not in Mexico to watch AAA.
Yeah.
And they have not changed anything at all. It's still a little bit more difficult than you would think. Just a convenience factor, something like that. Yeah. And then to talk about the experiment with the YouTube channels, while it's great, I can just go on YouTube and find this stuff. It's also a really fucking annoying thing. I do think that WWE is big enough to be its own kind of streaming client.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
maybe go back to the network days.
Either go back to the network, do what you do with Peacock, but have it be like the network. Or when you go to Netflix fully, say to them, "Hey, we want to bring everything over And even if you have to make it like a separate section of the website, we're willing to put everything on here and bring on other stuff, put on like content for you constantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to do. So they have so much that is worth watching. It's just you can't find it all in one place. It's like that great that you can find it on YouTube or on possibly on fucking Netflix or on this or on that. It's like, but it's all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
I need a fucking. You need to give me a fucking guide. I have to pull out a fucking thesaurus to figure out where the fuck it is.
And not everyone has Peacock. That's just the truth.
Here's my thing. I don't think they want to do the whole thing like that, what they did with Peacock. Because what Vince gave them like a percentage, like or pretty much Peacock owned all of the stuff, like all the old content, right?
Yeah.
I think Netflix would want to like pretty much have the same type of deal with them. My thing is, I think they're going to put it all on YouTube. You're going to you become a channel member. It's more accessible to like find stuff in the search bar. Like for older people, let's just be real. People are like, really are not tech savvy, but they know how to work YouTube. All they got to do is type in a pay-per-view in the search bar, and there it is. Yeah. There's all the content.
So for you, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. But seriously though, I think they would do that because then they can make majority of the money, split it with Google, whatever the percentage Google will take from them, but they're going to be pocketing all the money. That's what I think. I think they'll be doing it on YouTube.
And they don't have to worry about hosting it or anything because it's all done through YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
And plus, they can like charge maybe $25 a month, maybe for or maybe $10 a month with ads with the
for the new shows, for the new pay-per-views.
They are gonna have to they're gonna have to have a bunch of people working on that stuff though. I need you to make fucking playlists. All right, use playlists as fucking much as humanly possible because it is going to be a hassle to go through old pay-per-views, especially when they're just uploaded willy-nilly. It's like, all right, here's like Fall Brawl 1994, and then like also here's like Starrcade 97 right after each other.
That's funny you should say that, Cream, because on the WCW channel, the WCW Vault channel, they have a playlist of all the Nitros from the 95 until 96, and they're all in chronological order.
I like that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think they're getting this set up because here's my thing. Jeremy Borash was a part of TNA when they, pretty much wrestling or TNA, excuse me. That's how they really got big was on YouTube. They were the first wrestling company on YouTube. Yeah. So that's what I think. I think Jeremy Borash is helping them out with that, even though he's going to be the new head booker for AAA with Conan and some other people. I think he's getting the ball in motion. Like, yeah, we can just do this because it's more accessible for older people to find content they want to watch.
If they can find a way to make things easily accessible, I am all for them buying TNA's library.
Same.
And to be honest, the way it's going down, it looks like they're just gonna buy TNA outright.
Yeah, that's what I think. Eventually.
Like I think that's just what's gonna happen. Anthem really seems like they're not like it really does feel like it's WWE's promotion
pretty
now.
Much.
Yeah. It feels like what NXT used to be.
And it makes sense because like they have so much, like you have so many talent, like past talent too. Like, you had Samoa Joe with WWE, you have AJ Styles, you have, some matches with CM Punk. Yeah, Abyss. Yeah.
I know
was back.
I know he's not actually wrestling in WWE, but he's an agent working for them still.
Yeah, he's a producer. Yeah. So I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he's gonna be Abyss is gonna be in the video game next week for 2K.
Yeah, Abyss.
So why not? Like, there's so much stuff they can do. Like if we were still like in the physical media stuff, like DVDs, you can do best of matches of AJ Styles from TNA all the way up to WWE if you wanted to.
Which is basically besides that little bit in New Japan, that's his entire fucking career basically.
That basically was
missing a little bit of Ring of Honor, a little bit of
New Japan. Yeah.
And WWE
honestly, the stuff he did in WWE was better. In my opinion, crazy.
Honestly, AJ's WWE career, he's been there almost as long as his TNA one at this point.
Yep. Yeah. But we should see what happens with the whole YouTube thing. But that's personally my opinion. So if you
honestly,
go ahead, Trey.
I was just gonna say, with the YouTube thing, you make the old pay-per-views free, and then you just charge for the new ones. That's all I really would have to do.
And I think that's one of the reasons why they did Worlds Collide on YouTube. I think they were trying to see if they could do it without any kinks. Because, I mean, they used to do the pre-show all the time on YouTube. But an actual pay-per-view or PLE, that's a different animal. But the thing is, I think that's what
I will say in international markets, something like Saturday night's main events, those have all been on YouTube. They've not been, and they were getting like 500,000 people watching them and stuff like that. Like they're getting all right numbers. Like I think just because it wasn't well advertised, because WWE does a terrible job advertising anywhere outside of the US. They just when you're watching, they just if it's in English, they assume that you are in the US and have access to all the US channels, which outside the US, you probably don't. Like there's access to NBC up here, so you could watch Saturday night's main event on TV. But if you're in like the UK, you don't have NBC.
Right.
And they didn't say, oh yeah, by the way, it's not available on YouTube. And so stuff like that, they have to do a way better job. Like even if you're like, you need to start going and like these commercial breaks, your first commercial needs to be like, stop advertising the WWE shop as much. All right. Everyone knows you don't need to advertise it 40 times in a fucking show. Advertise where to watch your fucking show. Because people will be like, oh, it's on Netflix. Raw's on Netflix. They're watching Raw. Oh, I want to see that pay-per-view. I don't have NBC. Well, guess what? Boom. Guess what? It comes up. It's on YouTube. And it shows that, hey, you can watch this on YouTube, WWE's YouTube channel at this time. Boom. That's an easy solution as well. Hey, sticking with TNA, let's talk about Gail Kim, ladies and gentlemen. The real deal, Gail Kim. That's not her nickname, but you know what? Now she's the real deal. All right. I made it official. Okay. Gail Kim was backstage at this week's NXT. It also wasn't the first time she's been there of late. It has been said that WWE has been interested in bringing her on board since she became available. When asked if she's officially with the company, WWE sources said she isn't as of this moment. The company has kept her presence at shows very quiet. What do you think, boys?
I think she's going to get signed. She's definitely getting signed. I think it's just a matter of time at this point. It seemed like all her issues were with Vince. And it seems like all the people that Vince pissed off, Triple H has been good at kind of rebuilding that bridge.
Defenses,
Yeah. So I expect her back. I wouldn't mind if she does a one-off match. A one-off match, I wouldn't mind it, depending on the opponent.
I think this is a good get because I always thought Gail Kim was great in the ring. Like, well, here's the thing. When I was a kid, I'm like, oh, women's wrestling, don't care. But as soon as I got older, started to appreciate it. I'm like, yeah, she really did freaking kick ass. Her
matches with Awesome
Kong.
Kong.
Yeah.
Oh, those were great.
Great stuff. Not because they're women matches, but like in general for TNA, those had to be like top 10 matches in TNA history. Those matches were really good. And like I said, this is a good get because you're going to be good and a good producer / agent for NXT or WWE. And plus, honestly, if you wanted to do something, if she's willing to do it, she'd be part of that friggin' women's pay-per-view. Even though I'm not for it, but she'd be part of that.
And
yeah, she could probably show up, maybe a Royal Rumble appearance or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I know she's basically retired at this point.
If you want to get rid of Ava, you can make her the NXT GM. Just saying.
I don't think she's an on-screen character like that, though. That's just me. I don't think she can.
Honestly, why don't they just have Robert Stone be the fucking on-screen GM?
They should. They really should.
Yeah.
He basically is because he's doing the whole Evolve shit. But it's like,
and he did the TNA stuff for a while.
Yeah, put Ava back in the fucking Performance Center for a while.
I do think, getting back to Gail Kim for a second, I do think Gail Kim's a trailblazer. So if they do like the whole trailblazing thing at the Women's Revolution pay-per-view, honestly, the Women's Revolution pay-per-view the Revolutions really started with Gail Kim.
Yeah,
honestly, in my opinion, in that era.
It started. I mean, we can. The problem with this whole thing of when did that start? It's like you always push the date further and further back. It's like, well, it started with this people, and it's like, well, what about those people who are further on, like Gail Kim? It's like, okay, maybe it's Gail Kim. But yeah, Gail Kim came after Trish Stratus and Lita. Oh, well, maybe it's them. But it's like, oh, yeah, but
China.
what about China? And it's like, oh, China and Ivory.
See, I don't even.
Okay, but what about Bull Nakano and Alundra Blaze? And
Yeah.
it's like, okay. But what about the fabulous Moolah? And then everyone's like, no.
I personally, I really do think that the women's quote unquote revolution started in 2007 in TNA because yes, they had tits
you're
and
just
ass.
an ODB fan, isn't that?
No, I'm just saying though. You go back,
you just like ODB. Trey, he likes ODB.
You go back and look at that women's roster. Besides, not all of them were good. Like you had the beautiful people. You had
Beautiful
ODB,
people.
You had Awesome Kong.
Oh,
you had,
Tara.
Yeah,
Victoria.
Yeah, later on, a couple years later. Yeah, but like you had Gail Kim,
Awesome
Tracy
Kong.
Brooks, even though she wasn't great, but she was still there. She could still go. But oh god, one dirty bitch.
So ODB, that's his favorite.
But
basically what we've come up with here, ladies and gentlemen, is we now understand that Fabulous Moolah is where the women's revolution started.
Hey, hold on for a second before we move on. Why the hell did AEW not pick her up to be an agent for the women? Like
Fabulous Moolah or Gail Kim?
Gail Kim. Why did they not pick up Gail Kim?
Tony's retarded. That's why. That's all I got.
have no clue. Maybe they tried to. We don't know.
I doubt it.
They might have reached out. Maybe she was like, nah. Or maybe that it's, I think, honestly, just an oversight. Flew right over their head. They didn't even think about it, which shows you, like, kind of not a good sign that you're just, like, over your head.
Yeah,
now,
you would
like,
be paying attention to those kind of...
I will say this, even the most talented person will have shit that just flies over their head. That's not like that. But AEW has a lot of those.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you're losing your better talent, like you're constantly losing talent now. That's not good. And it becomes a downward spiral because a lot of people are like, it's a dead company. It's a dying company. Right? When you start losing like Ricky Starks, even though you didn't have him on TV, and you start losing Mariah May, that's a big one.
CM Punk.
CM Punk. Cody.
Well, Punk. You know what? They could have survived Punk, and Cody was so early on that they still could have. It was going to be very hard, but they still could have made it a successful company.
And
even
according to Coachman, Britt Baker's supposedly coming over too. I don't
know where Coachman got that. I don't think that's like ridiculous, but also honestly, I don't know where the fuck he got that.
I'm just gonna say Britt Baker's not worth it. If I was on her anyway, I'd be like, nah.
Honestly, I think Coach. I have no problem with Coach. I don't talk shit about the guy, but I think sometimes he does pull stuff out of his ass, or he's being fed by people. It's like, oh yeah, this is happening, so run with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's my whole thing. I'm like, I don't know where Coach would have fucking got that. Like, who the fuck is telling Jonathan Coachman that Britt Baker's leaving AEW? Like, if you told me that she was going to do that and I had to bet money on it, I would be like, yeah, I'd probably be leaning more likely that she's going to leave than not. I don't think it's like a guarantee. It's not like a Ricky Starks or a fucking
Penta. Or Ray Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix was the big one. That was like that's a 99.9% chance he's leaving.
Yeah.
At some point.
Wow.
But I don't think it's as big as that, but it's not like it's just I haven't heard anything about that from anyone else other than him. And it's like, okay, I'm starting to think this might be bullshit.
And she's not good enough for me. I'll say it. I don't think Britt's good enough to be on the main roster. She's definitely someone who's good at NXT.
Or even TNA. I don't think she's good for TNA or NXT.
It's NXT. NXT, they can do something with her.
She's a good talker though.
Oh, she's a good heat seeker. She's a good bitch. Yeah. Literally, people hate her guts. If they
don't have her be a baby face,
a fucking great manager for someone. Absolutely, I totally believe that she could get massive heat on someone. But yeah, and the in ring work, I'm a little bit like kind of on.
There's better women.
There are. I don't think it's like. I think you could probably use her on the main roster, but she's gonna have to spend some time in NXT. And again, you're probably gonna end up changing her name.
Yeah.
And then all that. So yeah, because I honestly the name changes have been kind of like retarded.
JC Mateo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, let's not talk about Mateo. Jeff Cobb to JC Mateo.
Blake Monroe's not great either.
No.
Blake Monroe is like, oh, that sounds like a terrible porn name. Oh, dude, I know Cornette did this. Him and Brian Last. Is it a porn star or is it a fucking NXT wrestler's name? Yeah. But it is legit like the same fucking vibe. Like, honestly, is this someone who sucks dick on camera?
Well,
yeah. Or is this someone who's shit at wrestling?
Well, one of the directors for NXT is an actual porn distributor. Like, he's already talked to people. Like, allegedly, this is
Drums.
Wow. Drums.
Oh God. Oh Jesus, huh? God mercy. No.
Shit. He's working for Shawn Michaels.
Apparently, like, he's offered women that's gotten fired from WWE to get into pornography, including that, and she's not even released, but even Thea Hall has been offered to do it. That's what, and Jada Parker. That's what I was. That's what I read. And I'm just like, why is there a porn?
This man should not be working at. This is the man who should be fired. I'm sorry. Like,
fire this.
This is a Harvey Weinstein incident waiting to happen. Honestly,
dude. Like, yes, you can't have a dude working at your workplace and being like, "So you want to suck dick on camera?" No, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying if you want to. I got a camera in the back and a dick.
Yeah. Why is he employed by WWE? That's my question. Like, why?
I can't.
How good of a producer is he? Like, is it like really good?
He better be really fucking good if
he's a part of the he's a part of the production team. He's a part, like, I think he's one of the directors on the truck.
Well, how good of his production? I mean, I've been watching NXT.
Apparently, he must be a really good director. It's like, hey, shove this dick up your ass. I
don't know. I feel like if I got a chance to work for WWE, I'd be like, I think I'm gonna hang up the porn shit now.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna move on.
But you would think.
I didn't know Todd Gordon was still working in the wrestling business.
Fucking hell. Holy shit. All right. Well, we got one last thing for TNA, and we do have a video, and I swear to God, it's not porn. I promise. I swear, I promise. So here's this video. We're gonna watch. This is something that TNA posted. Yeah, it's we're gonna talk about TNA actually a little bit here.
There we go. You guys got me in the truck now? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NWA TNA Live on pay-per-view. Check, check. Hello, hello. Hey, Mike, it's Don. You got me? You got me? Yes, sir. Go ahead. They're switching around some of the segments back here. It's a little crazy. Basically, what we're going to do is JB is going to do the countdown. We're going to come out, introduce Ed, and we're moving up the Legends thing to give Ron and them guys some more time to fix the ring. Welcome to the world of live pay-per-view, my friend. You ain't kidding. We'll see you out there in a minute, man. All good on my end. Let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to see up on your feet. You're about to witness the very first ever NWA TNA pay-per-view. We're about to go live with this countdown. Here we go. We're live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Guys, Chris Rock is my favorite TNA wrestler.
I didn't even know he appeared in TNA. That's crazy.
Dude, this is why we have to watch through old TNA. Do we make the announcement right now that I feel like okay, first of all, 23 years since TNA's first event. That was the 19th of June.
Yeah.
23 years ago. That's fucking insane that it's been that long.
When they found the company only last 6 weeks.
You know what's wild? We thought, how many times did we think TNA was gonna die?
Oh,
Especially
right
after the Spike shit. I thought they were done.
Yeah.
Right before the first show, right after the first show, right before the second. There was a good 2 years that it was just like, is this company going to live or die?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the fact that they've lasted this long,
Yeah, survived the Spike ordeal.
That's a fucking milestone.
They outlasted WCW.
WCW, ECW.
Yeah. Hey, AEW, you want to fucking gloat about some shit? How about this? They literally are still existing. And I know, yeah, they might get bought out, but still, that means they're still going to fucking exist.
And TNA, I mean, it has its issues right now, but it's still a decent product right now. The show still looks really good. They're doing some interest. They brought in Cedric Alexander. They just brought him in.
They're on TV.
Yeah.
At least up here nationally. They're working their way back up. They were in a deep fucking hole, and it took a long time for them to get out of it. But the early years of TNA, not the early years, once you get to the good parts though, because there is some bad stuff, and then it gets to some better
2006, 2007, 2008, and a little bit of 2009 are some of the best years in TNA.
Yeah.
It's true. What the thing is with TNA, what was it? Health South that was supposed to be originally supposed to be their sponsor financially. That went awry because the guy got caught up with embezzlement and stuff like that. And
shit.
Yeah, then that's how they came up with Panda Energy and stuff like that. There's a whole. If you want to listen to it, go to Jeff Jarrett's My World podcast. It's a very fascinating tale of how TNA got started.
What about Global Force? Global Force Wrestling is another side thing that's TNA adjacent. That's fucking insane,
dude. When I heard GFW got announced, I was rooting for it so much. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
same.
I was really hoping, okay, let's get a TV deal. Let's get ready to go. Bobby Roode. I think Bobby Roode was the freaking first GFW world champion. That's when he came back to. Jeff came back under the TNA umbrella in 2015, I think, right?
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, I believe so.
I was really rooting for GFW, but it just didn't go anywhere. They couldn't find TV, and now it's a website. GFW Wrestling is basically pretty much a dirt sheet website now. No lie.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very a sad end to a sad company. Hey, we got a little bit left to go here, but we do have some breaking news, and we're gonna break something here, I think. Ladies and gentlemen, we will at some point down the road, I can't say exactly when, but we have been talking about this. I think we are going to go through and watch every TNA event ever, starting from the very first. We do want to do this. We don't really have a set time. I feel like this is the best time, especially because it's coming up on the anniversary of
anniversary soon
when it happened. Yeah, and we may do a little tease and do I don't know, one of the fact that they threw a bunch of their events up for free.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we cover one of those events first, just to hold you over, and then eventually we'll probably review it a second time once we get through it chronologically. So we'll pick something later on. But yeah, we do want to actually do that. I think that would be really, really fun. And I don't know how often it would come out. We don't have the details nailed down at all. We have been batting this around for a little bit though, and we do want to do a fucking TNA review of every fucking event, and I mean every fucking event.
We got
anything we can get our hands on, we will. I mean, even the B shows. I mean, the shows they show in foreign markets that are
Victory Road 2011. That's gonna be an interesting.
That is going to be a special episode, dude. That one is going to be piece de la resistance.
Let's not forget the faction Vince Russo had, Sex, and the match that he booked between Sting and Abyss, the last right match.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, we got two more things to cover, and we're running a little bit behind time. But we do have some breaking news. I don't even think Trey's seen this. Mr. T has. I've seen it. Trey, I don't think you've seen it.
No.
But according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com, Stone Cold Steve Austin told multiple people around WrestleMania week that he might have one more in him regarding another match. Fightful Select is told. And it's been paywalled because, of course, it is.
Because fucking Fightful.
It's Fightful. Everything's paywalled. They put obituaries behind fucking paywall. Of course, they're going to put this. This is actually a little bit more warranted being behind a paywall. I understand that. The obituaries,
Kind of a dick
probably
move.
not.
Yeah, that's a dick move.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
Ripping on
Yeah,
someone's death's pretty fucked up. I'm sorry to cut you off. That's pretty fucked up.
it is. It is pretty fucked up. What are we thinking about that, though, guys? So you want to see
Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and
I
one
wanna
more
see it.
goddamn match.
I want to see it.
I want to see it, but I don't know if me and Tyler are thinking the same opponent. I literally I'd only want to be Punk. That is it.
they remember 2012 they were teasing that, especially around the fucking video game, because
Yeah,
And that was around the time when they were setting up Punk for his heel turn, 'cause he had just attacked The Rock.
WWE.
and then we got Diesel.
Yeah,
We got Kevin Nash.
2011. Yeah. By the way, WWE 13 was a piece of shit game online. I just want to point that out there. That game sucked
Online. Okay, I thought you were about to say in general. I'm like,
No,
Because 13's a good game.
No,
Yeah, 13
offline
was
the
good.
best.
No,
that might
offline-
be one of the best.
Yeah, offline, like the story mode, like what you can do in like the Road to WrestleMania, I think it was called at the time, right?
No, that was 2013 was the Attitude Era show.
That's right.
It was the Attitude Era showcase.
They
Yeah.
had Universe, it had all that stuff. Yeah, the online stuff has been atrocious.
Terrible.
They've never gotten that right. Let's just be honest.
Well, it was
They-
the server was deleting people's record. I know because I was trying to platinum that game. No lie, chat. Before we can move on, I stayed on that game for 3 weeks. I didn't turn my PlayStation off for 3 weeks because I needed to get that platinum. And me and my friend took about 6 months and we finally got it done. That is no cap. And we finally got the game platinum because it took forever to do. But going back to Stone Cold Steve Austin, I want to see Punk and him because it makes sense because WrestleMania is going back to Vegas. I think there's money between him and Punk. Now, what kind of match would it be?
There
I
is
don't know.
potential he could hit that woman with the ATV a second year.
And with the Punk match, you wouldn't really have to turn either of them heel. You could just
Same.
kind of do how you did Rock and Cena, where they're
No,
both
I-
baby
yeah,
faces.
No,
Punk will
I
be a
need
bit of
Punk.
a heel.
Yeah, I need Punk to be the heel. I need
Yeah.
Punk just to beat down Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Do you like what you did with Ric Flair and Shawn, where it's like they start out as both faces and then Punk just
Well,
fucking-
I mean, and the thing is, the type
Start
of
out-
baby faces there are, they're going to be aggressive with each other anyway. That's what I mean. They don't have to. Punk doesn't need to be a heel because I just be
I
real.
want him to be a
WWE doesn't
heel.
want to do it. I don't think.
I
they
want him to be a heel in that match because Stone Cold. Are you going to boo Stone Cold Steve Austin? No, hell no, you're not going to boo Austin.
I will.
Punk, you can't. Well, yours is for different reasons, but you know,
Fuck you, Steve.
this would be crazy.
Boo, boo.
I mean,
This would be
I
crazy.
think they'll do it. They'll do it like Rock Austin. They'll do it like Rock Cena, where they'll just like trash
you know
each
what?
other.
You know what I would do? I'd be like, "Fuck you, Goldberg." That's all I do. That's all I know. And you know what? Speaking of which, we're gonna move on to our last thing because we are running behind by a bit here.
There you go.
We're gonna move on to Bizarro Steve Austin, as I call him.
Team
Goldberg, baby. Goldberg says he earned his world title match
Oh, my
against
God.
Gunther. I was 176 and I don't have to stand in freaking line. Okay, here's the
Jesus.
thing. I'm not opposed to Goldberg getting a title match. Okay,
No,
but I am opposed to him saying words that at all. He should just not speak ever.
yeah.
And
Why
I
would
mean
you
after
say
he
that?
retires, just shut the fuck
And
up.
he's not a heel. It's not like this is like Final Boss Rock where he's a heel, where it's like, okay, he's doing
meant
it
to
in
be
kid.
the face.
Yeah, like what the fuck? You're supposed to be the baby face.
He's supposed to be the good guy that we're cheering. Nobody's gonna fucking cheer him. He's gonna go out with tremendous amounts of booze. Everyone's gonna fucking hate him. And
Bret
you
Hart
know what?
just sitting. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
He's gonna. You know what? He's not winning. He's not winning.
No.
If he
He's
does,
not winning.
if he does, then we know Vince is in charge. So okay,
Yeah.
that's all I have to say.
Yeah,
If
people.
he wins, it's Vince.
Yeah, let's be real. People who are worried about him winning, for one, that was Goldberg. That was Vince's call. And I'm gonna be real. I don't mind him beating the Fiend because the Fiend shouldn't have had the title in the first place. That's a different story. But
Yeah.
we know he's not winning. Goldberg's lost
you
how
were
many title
talking about
matches
the
now?
Kevin Owens.
No, not the Kevin
Title
Owens one.
win.
I was talking about the when he
That's
beat the
another
Fiend.
one. He won the title twice. He doesn't
Yep.
need the title again. And again, it's already his last match. So
Yeah,
they're not.
he's lost
Yeah.
so many title matches. He lost against Drew, Roman. Did he lose to Braun Strowman too?
Yeah, he dropped the fucking strap at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he dropped to Strowman.
to a nobody crowd. No one was fucking there.
COVID mania. Yeah.
Yeah, COVID mania. Yeah.
Corona mania gone wild. Goldberg mania, baby.
Here's my thing. If he beats Gunther, this is the only thing I can think of. Okay? This is the only thing I can think of. Hear me out. Goldberg wins. He's celebrating with the fans, doing his weird freaking like noises he makes. Doing that shit to the camera, holding the belt up. All of a sudden, Seth Rollins comes out with Braun and Bronson. They
It's
beat
like
the
has
fuck
more
out of
than
them.
one Seth Rollins, and they goes. He
They
comes out.
beat the fuck out of him. Easily giving him up a silver platter for Seth to cash in to ruin Goldberg's retirement moment in his hometown in Atlanta.
Ooh,
That
Low-
you know what? I wouldn't even be opposed to that.
same.
That
I'm
would
not
actually
opposed
be-
to it either.
I would
Not.
fucking hate it for a moment, and then boom, and then what you do is you set up Seth and Gunther.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Gunther,
Because
you
Gunther
can make
is
him more of
still
a
pissed,
tweener.
and
You can
like,
make
well,
him more of a tweener in
Goldberg-
that feud.
Yeah.
He's gonna basically be like, I lost the title to Goldberg. Goldberg lost the title to you. He retired. I deserve a
Yeah,
rematch.
and
And then
honestly-
they fucking then Seth gets fucking scared to go up against Goldberg. I
And
need that
people-
man to be pissing and shitting himself weekly on Raw.
And plus, being in Atlanta, where Goldberg won his world title against Hulk Hogan in the Georgia Dome, which is not the Georgia Dome they're going to be at, but it's going to be the same place.
It's
then
the
he's
Gorga Dome. Let's go.
Then he loses the title in his last match. People are going to boo Seth Rollins. Or well, who knows? A smart crowd might cheer, but like the diehard Goldberg fans are like, yeah, fuck you.
yeah,
Especially
Yeah.
Bret Hart. Bret's like at his home on his couch. I take everything up.
You
back
know
and
what?
about Seth Rollins.
I think people are gonna boo because Gunther's gonna lose. I think that's
Yeah.
just it. I think people like Gunther too much. And I think I don't know what you do with Gunther if you're gonna give the title.
Yeah, unless
I
you
guess
turn
put
him
in a
tweener.
feud, but
you can make him a tweener.
or
You go that route, and I don't
No.
want that either. He's too good of a heel.
Or you add Sami Zayn to this mix, and at SummerSlam, it's a triple threat match for the world title.
Yeah,
when do we
Because-
throw Scott Steiner in for a world title?
because that
match?
could
That's
work.
what I have to know.
Gunther could still be a heel, and then Seth could still be the heel, and then
I-
you have a baby face in the mix.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Gunther will probably be the heel too. So him and Seth be like, "No, I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you." Sami Zayn just shows up like, "I'm Muslim. I'm better than everybody."
I am better. I am supremacy. I am supremacy. Alrighty. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna fucking wrap it up. Now, I am going to say this. We're gonna throw a link here in the chat. Everyone, go click on and watch. Our boy Lethal Lightning is doing Tards with Cards. All right. Go say hello. Threaten to violate him. Tell him he needs to have nasty hand jobs. All right. With that being said, we're gonna wrap it up because I know you guys don't have anything to promote right now.
right
No.
now, wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nudge,
Wink,
nudge.
wink.
Can I do
Yeah,
wink,
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 wink.
nudge, nudge? Wink,
Yeah,
wink, nudge, nudge.
Yep.
All right. All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody for watching. We're gonna get the fuck out of here. You know what? Shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You get in that goddamn shower, hit the bar of soap, put a little water on it, and rub it all underneath your armpits, around your balls, and your fucking asshole, would you, you smelly prick? Here's a tube of toothpaste. What you do is you pour some of this out on a little toothbrush and you scrub them fucking gimmicks in your mouth. They're called teeth. Get all that yellow shit off of them. Your breath don't smell like a motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Deodorant. It's a miracle worker. You put it under your fucking armpits. You get me? You fucking Viking? Last but not least, your old trusty hairbrush. This thing does a goddamn wonders if you got some fucking hair. I ain't got no fucking hair.